Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be continuing our Noob to Godly series in Dungeon Quest. So in the last episode, we finished Ghastly Harbor on Nightmare difficulty and completed the entirety of Steampunk Sewers. So in today's episode, we're going to be covering Orbital Outpost. Now if you guys like this content, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more future gaming videos. Now let's get started. So from where we left off after Steampunk Sewers, here's our current set. We have a green Warforged Warrior helmet, a green Industrial Warrior armor, and a gray Mighty Fusion Maul. For my rings, I have a purple Warrior Technique ring and a purple Warrior Power ring. These rings are both from tier 1, so they're quite weak, but we'll get more rings later. That's for my overall set. It's pretty average, I guess, maybe a little bit on the weak end. But for Orbital Outpost, I think it's a little bit on the weaker side since my helmet is basically a tier 20 green helmet. And my armor and weapon are basically tier 20-ish. Now for my skill points, I put all my points on physical power because these armors gave so much HP that I didn't need any HP points for Steampunk Sewers. So I'm not sure if all this is enough to beat Orbital Outpost. I know tier 30 sets were able to beat Orbital Outpost with like 2 minutes to spare, but this is the best gear I could get. And I do have a mage legendary, but I don't have any mage armor with me, so I'm not going to be using mage right now. So without further ado, let's hop into some runs and see how we do. Okay, here we are. So I'm not going to be using Arrow Rain. I'm actually going to be using Chained Energy Blast. Now this might be a little bit of a weird choice, but I'm choosing to use this spell because it actually has more overall DPS than Arrow Barrage or any of the other Steampunk Sewer spells. So yeah, we should be able to beat this. I'm not entirely sure how much health they have, but I know on the wiki it says they have less than 1 trillion HP. So let's see how we do. So we're given 9 minutes on Insane and 10 minutes on Nightmare, which is kind of strange. And it looks like their HP is 1.2 trillion. One thing I also have to keep in mind is the Hologram Assassins still have the broken melee ranges, and the Hologram Warrior, for whatever reason, doesn't actually follow you when it spins. It just spins in one direction, which is weird. Now, I haven't played Orbital Outpost as a warrior for quite some time. Especially when this dungeon was meta, I always stuck with Mage in this because I just felt like it was better. But I just wonder, how did you guys feel Orbital Outpost was for difficulty as a warrior? Okay, the Destroyer has 8 trillion. This is more than its base HP. Oh dude, that was just bad RNG. So I still remember some of the time milestones that I'm supposed to reach when I pass certain sections. Like past the first boss, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to reach 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to beat this dungeon right now because his health is going down really slowly. Now I will give it this, the minions don't have that much HP, so I could kill them pretty easily. But the bosses are kind of what's the problem, and I think it will also be a problem in later dungeons, especially for Aquatic Temple and maybe Northern Lands as well. Let's just keep slugging on and see how far we get. Now, if I'm being honest, I am kind of cheesing the boss because normally the bomb drone would be really annoying to get rid of, especially if you don't have a speed spell. And also the minigun attack he does where these lines are RNG, you can't actually stay in the corner. Oh, buddy. But as I was saying, you could literally just stay in the corner like over here and then you would be able to avoid his minigun completely. Now, I will say you do need a long-range spell if you do decide to do that, but it's still a cheese nonetheless. Okay, so there's no chance we have at beating this right now, so I may need to go back to Steampunk Sewers to try to get a better weapon or better armor. And I also need to look for a better, or wait, I probably should upgrade my, oh, okay, I don't know what I was doing there. So I think I should upgrade my weapon a little bit because my weapon is barely upgraded. So that may be because, or that may be a hindrance for our damage. Okay, dude. Alright, I don't think we have enough time to kill the Tesla Master. I mean, we did spend like 1 minute on him already, but I don't know if we'll be able to pass him, and we definitely don't have enough time to beat the dungeon. Alright, so at least we killed this guy, and yeah, I'm gonna see if I can kill this group and get a little extra XP. Alright, there we go, a little bit of extra XP. So we are not able to beat Orbital Outpost right now because of our damage. I mean, I did die 3 times, but even with that extra 30 seconds, or something around there, we aren't able to beat Orbital Outpost right now. So I'm going to try upgrading my weapon more, and then let's hop into another run and see if we do better. Okay, so if this isn't enough to beat Orbital Outpost, then I'll need to go back into Steampunk Sewers and try to get at least a better weapon. Because my Grey Mighty Fusion Maul is a really bad pot based on the pot range. So I could definitely look for better weapons, and I'll definitely need to spend a little bit of gold to look for them. The main problem right now is just the boss HP. The minion HP is really not that high, as I can clear these stages pretty easily. But the bosses just have 7 to 8 times more HP than minions, so that's why we take so long to kill it. Okay, let's see how we do on the Destroyer this time. As long as we don't get terrible RNG from this guy and the Tesla Master, we should be okay. I mean, after all, with my HP, they will kill me in 3 hits, which is actually quite a big difference, because when Orbital Outpost first released, and even after it got its first nerf, 5 million HP on Insane would kill you in 2 hits, I believe. Excuse me? What happened? Am I stuck here? Don't tell me the game crashed. Lost connection to the game. That's just great. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure we are able to beat Orbital Outpost as we had a pretty good run. So let's go back and try this again. Now, we were doing well last time. I think we actually dealt enough damage to beat the dungeon. It's just that my Wi-Fi decided to go rogue on me. Okay, I have no clue how that didn't hit me, but we spent a little bit more time on that somehow, but we're still doing okay. What? That set me on fire? Okay, well, I'm dead. So once I beat this guy, I think I'm gonna head into boss raids to try to get more rings, because the last rings I could get were from level 130, and with Steampunk Sewers gear, that's definitely beatable. Now, I did check the boss raid cycle. Today we have Hela in cycle, so we're going to get Hela rings if we decide to fight Hela. I'm not sure if I'm able to beat Hela with this gear, because it's not so much that she has too much HP, it's more or less because her attacks are really hard to avoid, even with speed spells. Okay, we have 6 minutes here, so that is a noticeable difference, but I have no clue if it's still enough to beat the dungeon. Okay, we have a little under 5 minutes at the second boss. We should be able to get to the main boss. I have no clue if we have enough time to beat it though. Okay, so this might not be enough time to beat the boss. I spent a little over 2 minutes killing him, and depending how much time we have on the main boss, I don't think we'll be able to kill it in time. Now, I'll give it this. I did die once, so depending on how much time I have on the main boss, I might just go in for another run and just turn on hardcore mode, because I really don't want to go back into Steampunk Sewers and try to get a better set. Excuse me, why'd you give me the level up text now? I leveled up like 2 stages ago. Okay, that's really bad. Okay, so we don't have enough time to beat him, but I think if we don't die at all, we should be able to beat him. Because our damage is not that bad, but it's just that we died twice, and I spent a little bit of time on the second boss healing. Yeah, okay. So maybe that extra 30 seconds will help. So I'm gonna go back and turn on hardcore mode, and then let's see how we do this time. Alright, there we go. We got him. And we got... Oh, you gotta be joking. You give me Guardian stuff? Alright. Well, at least this Blazing Star, at least when upgraded, is better than my Mighty Fusion Maul. Okay, and we also got Focus Beam. Focus Beam is not that bad. I'll have to check the DPS to see if it's better than my... than Chained Energy Blast. But let's hop back into lobby and see our stuff. Okay, so just doing a damage calculation, what's very funny is Chained Energy Blast actually has slightly more DPS than Focus Beam, even though its cooldown is longer and it has less damage per tick. It actually deals overall slightly more DPS than Focus Beam, which is kind of surprising. So now what I'm going to do is do my boss raids, and since Hela's in cycle, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but let's just see how we do against her. Now, I'm hoping Hela is actually easy, because the main problem I had facing Hela before was her HP, and now I think it might just be how hard her attacks are. Oh, I really had to spawn the crystals on the other side. The main thing I always stress about Hela is to always try killing the blue crystal, because the attack can stun you, so as soon as you get stunned, you're gonna get cut down by warriors. You know, honestly, these rings are like really disorienting because I'm so used to Abyssal Voids rings where they're undodgeable if you just try to stay in between 2 of them. But with Hela, you can just do that. You could stand right up against the ring and then not get hit from the second one. Now, I do want to try to get Hela to second phase as soon as possible because otherwise you're going to be flooded with crystals all over the map. Okay. Oh, second phase. Alright. Okay, I gotta be careful not to kill that blue crystal when there's 2 crystals, or when there's 3 overall crystals on the map, because otherwise it's gonna spawn another blue one later on. And the blue crystal is really what makes Hela difficult for me. Now, it does still get difficult on tier 5 because of the Draugr mages. But overall, I think the main problem comes from the blue crystal. Okay, I killed the crystal. Now I gotta try not to kill the purple ones. Okay, dude. I think Hela would actually be much easier once we get to Volcanic Chambers, because that way we get Inner Focus or Inner Rage, depending on your class. And I think that makes Hela way easier because that means you can basically ignore the warriors. Okay, we beat her. Okay, dude, can you stop giving me guardian things? Alright, what is this gray thing? Okay, so we got a mage balance ring. It increases my max HP, and the other one also increases my max HP. I think I might just take this for now, just because it gives me way more HP. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it for now, just because I need that survivability when fighting Hela. I'm also gonna sell these Guardian helmets and maybe upgrade my Blazing Star a little bit. Now, honestly, I probably could have waited to get a better weapon, especially while fighting Hela, but I want to try to reduce the grind as much as possible. And yeah, So I'm gonna do the rest of my Hela raids, and then I'll come back to you guys when I finish them. Okay, so we unfortunately didn't really get anything. We did get a couple rings, like these blue Guardian Balance rings and this gray Mage Technique ring. But otherwise, we didn't really get anything. So that's kind of disappointing. I guess I'm gonna get one daily reward. I'll get the others once I get to Nightmare. So let's just see what we get. Seems the animation broke. What did I get though? Wait, Missed Explosive Mind is an insane spell? I still thought this was Nightmare. Oh, that's strange. Okay, well, we got something from Orbital Nightmare. We also got a green Blazing Star and 2 green tier 1 pieces. Okay, I don't know why they put Explosive Mind on Insane. I'm pretty sure it deals more DPS than any of the other spells before it. But anyways, let's hop right back into Orbital Outpost, and I'll meet you guys back when I can play Orbital Nightmare. Alright, so it's been about 2 hours of grinding, and if you've been paying attention to my drops, I've actually been getting quite a lot of Guardian and Mage pieces. I've barely even gotten any Warrior pieces. I have defeated Gregg a couple times, and even then, I still got a lot of Mage stuff. Now, I did just drop this Solar Katana, but I am missing a Warrior helmet, and I did defeat Gregg when I was level 140, so I got a few Nightmare items on hand. But because of the rules, I'm not going to be using those Nightmare items right now. In fact, I might just sell them because I believe my Mage Legendary is actually better than the Mage weapon I got. Now, I'm a little bit broke on gold, so I won't be able to use my Mage set for the time being, although I really would like to use it. So I'm gonna sell a few things really quick. Okay, now thinking about it, maybe I will have enough gold to max out my armor at the very least. So I think I maybe should switch to Mage for the time being because I'm getting too many Mage things. And I want as much damage as possible. So I'm gonna switch to Mage real quick. Here we go. Okay, so my set is still really good as a Mage set. I mean, my helmet is still technically a tier 30 helmet. And same with my armor, still technically a tier 30 piece. But my legendary is basically a blue or purple tier 2 Nightmare piece. So, oh right, I forgot I need to reset my skill points. Give me a second. There we go. So, I believe this all should be more than enough to beat Nightmare. But I'm not entirely sure yet. So, let's hop into a round and see how we do. Okay, so my HP should be enough. I have turned on hardcore mode again because I feel like I will need as much time as I can get. And also my HP is really high, so that it'll be okay. So their health is 2.4T. That is actually very slightly above the day 1 insane HP. So that is strange. I think the bosses will have like 12 or 15T or something. So the bosses will definitely give us problems. Okay, it has 11.7T. That is slightly below the base HP. So I don't think we should have too much trouble with this guy. Now the main problem with Overcharge is just its range. Its damage is actually really high for just being a Steampunk Sewer spell. But the problem is its range. As you can see, its range is really small. Now I should be watching out for the flamethrower because the flamethrower originally dealt 32 million total. I don't know if it can still kill me, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, we made it out with more time than I thought. So yeah, we should be able to beat this with our mage stuff. Now, I'm still hoping to get warrior items because I am trying to main warrior in this N2G, but I just haven't been getting warrior stuff in Orbital Outpost, so that's why I'm sticking with mage. Now, if you saw in some of my runs, I did defeat Gregg a few times, so we might still be able to defeat Gregg this time. Okay, not gonna lie, I was really hoping for Gregg on that stage because I am able to defeat Gregg and we could get some extra items and I really need those with the luck I've been having in Insane. Now, one benefit with Mage, which Voldex did before discontinuing Dungeon Quest, is to actually make it so Mage's melee attacks throw orbs. So that means Mage's melee is not useless anymore. And if I'm being completely honest, this is not really a good idea on paper. Like, the main thing with Mage that differentiates it from Warrior is to have terrible melee damage, but great spell damage. And unfortunately, Voldex kind of broke the balance of that. So now Mage in basically every dungeon is better than Warrior in some way. Now, it's still technically class preference until you reach Yokai Peak, but for the most part, I think Mage is overall better, especially in Yokai Peak and Abyssal Void especially, because I believe the Mage spells are actually overall way better than the Warrior spells. Okay, boss time. We have 4 minutes here. As long as we don't die, we should be okay. Now, speaking of these orbs that Mage can shoot out, your weapon actually does matter at how fast you can throw these orbs, because for some reason, the ultimate weapons can throw orbs way faster than Warrior can even swing. But with any other weapon, it swings either the same speed or slightly slower than what Warrior can swing at, which is very unbalanced. Anyways, we beat him, and what do we get? We get Mage Helmet and Warrior Armor. Okay, not bad. So I'm gonna go back to lobby and upgrade my things, and then let's go back into the grind. Okay, so I'm really noticing the XP reduction. I mean, we did get a lot of XP on that first run, but we have to level up 10 times. So yeah, we're gonna have a great time leveling up. Okay, that almost killed me. That would have killed me if I didn't heal. Let me see if I can try circling around this guy, because I know that is a strategy you can do once you get the alien pieces. The main problem with circling him with Steampunk Sewers and Orbital Outpost Insane items is you have to avoid the bomb drone. That's really the only problem. Other than that, you can just circle this guy and beat him easily. Now, what's funny about Voldex's changes is once they release the overhauled boss raids... Oh, wrong skill point. But when Voldex released the boss raids overhaul to bridge the gap between Orbital Outpost and Steampunk Sewers, they actually made a small change. So the bomb drone from the first boss actually gives you XP if it dies. There was also a bug during this time where the bomb drone would just constantly spawn even if the destroyer is dead, so you would just get XP for no reason. It was quite cool, but honestly I'm confused on why the bomb drone even gives XP in the first place. I was really hoping for Gregg on that round. I need more items than just this. Alright, second win, and we got some warrior stuff now. I mean, these are not that bad, but I think I'm gonna stick with my mage set until we get better armor. Okay, so I'm going to continue to grind, and I'll meet you guys back later. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this episode of Noob to Godly. We managed to get through the entirety of Orbital Outpost, and I hope you'll join me next time where we're going to be going through volcanic chambers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.